What is going on? Welcome back, beautiful people, to another DIY by me, Shanetta. I am so excited because I have been seeing this pumpkin wreath at Dollar Tree and going crazy on figuring out how to use it. So let's get into the video. You will first need the Dollar Tree shelf liner. I want to give credit to the person that I saw originally make this. I think it was her. Her name is Maureen, and she made two beautiful types. One was red and one was white. You're going to first take your shelf liner and you're going to cut it out in 6x6 squares. I literally freehanded, so some of my squares were off, but it still came out the same way. It's a little different than how hers came out, but whenever you're making something, you always make it your own. Once you make the squares, you're going to cut the squares completely in half like that to make two triangles, and this is what's going to help you start off to make the petals to put on the Dollar Tree frame. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. Like, I'm really just into doing more DIYs since I'm having a lot more time now. School is kicking my butt, so are the kids, but hey, that's a part of life, right? So you can use any color. The last time I went to Dollar Tree, I did see this cream color one, black, and they had like a decorative type of shelf liner. That probably would be so cute if you can find a decorative one to put on here for the frame especially. And I'm just wondering if you can probably like like spray paint them another color. That's something to try out. So also you're going to be getting some zip ties that Dollar Tree also sells, and this is what you're going to utilize to make the petals as well as to put the petals on the frame. So this is the frame if you've never seen it or if your Dollar Tree does not have it, but yes, this is the frame, and I was like racking my brain to figure out what to do with this frame for so long. First things first, get a piece of fabric. It can be an old shirt, it can be an old drape, or anything that's fabric to use to actually cover the front part of the frame. This is what you must do. I'm assuming you do this because when you attach the petals to the actual frame, it fills in little areas that would possibly be see-through. But I don't know if you would possibly need to do this because in the beginning, literally, I'm following exactly what she did, and you would put the fabric over the pumpkin frame, and then you would get zip ties to actually secure the fabric to the frame. Now, I did not like using zip ties because I was wondering when I was doing this, why the hell am I using zip ties? I can just use hot glue. Hence, now I got my hot glue gun because I'm like, I didn't already use like 8 or 10 zip ties, and hot glue would be so much easier and quicker to secure the fabric to the frame. So just make sure when you are using the hot glue, you are giving a generous amount, and when you are pressing it against the wire frame, you are securing the fabric all around so that it can be a universal hold with the fabric, because you don't want it to come off when you have your actual petals on there. And as always, if you do this DIY and you find a better way to do anything, please share, because the way that she did it, I didn't like, and I found that using a hot glue gun was best. And the way I did it, you may not like, and you may find a better way so someone else can actually benefit from that knowledge that you did from making this yourself. Just make sure you're using enough glue that the actual fabric will not come off the wire wreath again, because initially I missed a couple of spots and it was just like flapping about. But I actually started the wreath off camera, because I didn't want to be fumbling all around trying to get it and get the hang of it myself. So I did the first wire line on the wreath, as you can see, and now I'm just showing you guys how to actually do it. I use an X-Acto knife to cut 2 small little holes into the fabric along the wire line, and then I'm just going to wrap the actual zip tie around and then secure the petal onto it whatever way I deemed per what I want my pumpkin to look like. So I wanted all my petals to, of course, come downward and shift either to the left or to the right. And here is a tip when you are choosing the fabric to put over your actual wire pumpkin. Make sure the fabric is the same color as close as possible to the shelf liner, so you can hide it with the petals of the shelf liner. You don't want a bold print that pokes through the actual petals, as it may not look right. Here is a tip to better help you when doing this DIY. Dollar Tree always sells zip ties, but it's different types. You have one on the left and one on the right. The one on the right is very thick. You do not want to buy this one because you would literally have to make the hole bigger in the shelf liner to make the petals. The one on the left is the one that I want, and it's better. Okay, so wrapping up, putting the petals on the actual pumpkin wreath, it took me like 30 minutes, maybe a little bit more, because I had to keep stopping and going and deal with the kids. But this is how it looks. I actually went back into the areas that was bare and I can see the fabric, and just poked holes in the fabric to attach some more petals, and it was perfectly fine. You can't even tell a difference. Now we're going to work on the actual stem. I chose to use nautical rope to make the stem resemble wood for its brownish. You could also use the Dollar Tree brown twine, and what I decided to do is do what I like to call the in and out method. I hot glued the nautical rope, as you can see, at the very beginning, and then what I would do is I will take one end and keep on going in and out of that hole for the stem to make the nautical rope be very tightly together to kind of resemble wood. And this is one way you can do it. If you were to have twine only and you didn't want to go buy the nautical rope, twine can work, but doing this way would also be an option using twine. And you can also just literally hot glue one piece of the twine, and I think the nautical rope too, at the very top, and just wrap it around continuously around the wire part for the stem. And then I would think for that part you should hot glue a little bit more, because you are just wrapping it and wrapping it and wrapping it, and it could just, come apart. As well as you want to make sure it is very tightly secured to each other, meaning and everything is pushed to each other so you don't see the wire part. But this is one option. You could just use all ribbon. You could make your own stem and attach it along, and just use this piece to attach it to a wall. Like, it's a bunch of different ways you can go about doing this, but this is not the only option for you guys. Now, if you've decided to do it my way, once you get to the very end of the stem towards the petals, this is where you want to actually watch the video just so you can know how to close it off. Okay, once you do your last in and out loop at the very bottom part, you're going to really tightly pull that piece of nautical rope, and then you're just going to simply do one big loop all the way around the base so that you can secure it in the back of the pumpkin. And you're going to do that with some hot glue. Nautical rope tends to unravel when you cut it, so what I like to do is I like to put down some hot glue first to secure the actual piece of rope that I want to put in the back, and then I use my hot glue gun to put glue on the very tip of the nautical rope so that it does not unravel. Because sometimes when you put, well, not sometimes, basically when you put hot glue on something and attach the rope, only like 2 or maybe 1 of the 3 pieces that make the nautical rope are attached to the hot glue, and then the other 2 pieces begin to unravel. So just to make sure it doesn't do that, just hot glue the entire tip of the part that you cut with the hot glue and affix it to the frame, and there you go. Now the very top part, I just took what I had and just literally swooped it on around, add some hot glue, and once again I put more hot glue on the tip of it so it will not unravel anymore, and that's how I made the tip. Okay, so this is the end of the video. Once you hot glue this on top, and then you are done. However, I realized for some reason the importing of the part that shows how to make the leaf was not shown in my video. So to avoid me re-editing everything all over again, I'm going to show how to make the leaf at the end of this picture. Thank you guys for checking me out. Give me a subscribe, thumbs up, or comment. Have a great day.